Welcome, deep divers, to an intriguing look at a world where identity is, well, a calculated weapon, and every single interaction carries a hidden agenda. Today we're diving into Ashley Elston's First Lie Wins, a novel that really asks, what happens when your very self becomes your most dangerous tool for survival?
It's quite the premise.
We've got a stack of sources here ready to help us unpack the journey of one pretty extraordinary operative.
It's a fascinating premise, isn't it? Our mission today isn't just, recapping a story. We want to extract the underlying mechanics of manipulation, the evolution of identity, and honestly, the surprising resilience of the human spirit when it's pushed right to its limits.
Yeah.
We'll explore the mind of a protagonist who crafts aliases like, well, works of art. Driven by a past she just can't escape and a future she's absolutely determined to forge.
Exactly. Think of it as a shortcut, maybe, to understanding the psychology of a master player, someone who navigates these really perilous jobs for a shadowy organization, all while orchestrating her own daring escape. Get ready for some genuine insights into what it means to truly understand and perhaps, redefine yourself in a world built on deception.
Let's dig in.
Okay. So our journey starts with Luca Marino. That's her real name, a detail she rarely gets to use.
Right.
She grew up in a small North Carolina town, Eden, and her childhood dream, it was about building this fantasy house with her mother, became tragically tangled up with her mother's battle with cancer.
Yeah, and that profound, really personal loss becomes the burning fuse for pretty much everything she does later.
It really does.
What's truly critical to understand here is that Luca wasn't, born into this life of espionage. Not at all.
No.
Her first steps into crime were rooted in this desperate, almost primal need to save her mother, pay for treatments.
Right, the money.
Exactly. This isn't just a plot point, it's the crucible, the thing that forged her extraordinary resourcefulness and her intuition. Every alias, every single deception, it all traces back to that original heartbreaking motivation.
And it's fascinating how her mother, in a way, actually gave her the very first tools for this life.
How so?
Well, she taught Luca the power of transformation.
Yeah.
She apparently said something like, you can become someone else with the right hair, the right dress, and the right accessories.
Ah, okay.
This wasn't just about looking good. It was like a foundational lesson in creating an external self.
Absolutely. Those early lessons weren't superficial at all. They were about controlling perception. And Luca, she quickly progressed from, petty theft.
Skimming credit cards, wasn't it?
Yeah, at an Opera Guild fundraiser, of all places, to stealing high-value items, paintings, antiques. It showed she had this natural knack for observation and adaptation.
And then she gets caught.
Right. But her recruitment by this mysterious Mr. Smith, who basically offers her more money than you've ever seen and the support behind you not to get caught, it wasn't really a downfall. It was more like an initiation.
A sideways promotion almost.
Kind of, yeah. A formal entry into a world where her skills could be, well, weaponized.
So she's equipped now. She's got these unique talents, this driving motivation, and this powerful, if shadowy, patron. This leads her to develop this remarkable gallery of aliases, each one a carefully constructed identity designed for a very specific purpose. Let's start with Izzy Williams.
Okay, Izzy.
This persona was a college student working as a nanny for the Kingston family. The job: retrieve a flash drive. Simple enough.
Right, seems simple.
But this mission becomes less about the data and more about a really harsh lesson.
Yeah, what happens?
Well, the Izzy Williams job was pivotal. Not really for its success, but for the brutal foundational lesson Mr. Smith drilled into her. He literally told her, this is a job. You are not a part of that family. Those people don't give a shit about you, so don't give a shit about them.
Wow. Cold.
Ice cold. A stark directive to just emotionally detach.
Completely. What does she? Fully.
Well, that's the thing. The lasting image is of the little boy, 5-year-old Miles, clutching this origami swan Luca taught him to make.
It hints at this profound internal conflict that's already brewing, Even in this detached world, genuine connection, it leaves a mark. It sticks.
That's a tough lesson to learn. Really speaks to the emotional toll of this kind of life, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So after the kind of raw impact of Izzy, Luca needed to harden her resolve, presumably. How did her next alias, Mia Bianchi, the political strategist, push her, not just to adapt, but maybe to actively subvert Mr. Smith's expectations, to really embrace that self-preservation mantra?
Mia Bianchi definitely showcased Luca's growing strategic independence. So instead of just following orders to dig up dirt on this politician, Andrew Marshall, she pivoted. She realized Marshall was, well, Too squeaky clean, as the source puts it.
Okay, so what does she do?
She found leverage elsewhere, gathered some pretty embarrassing, incriminating evidence on a different politician, a Senator Nelson.
Yeah.
Something about unconventional preferences.
Got it. So thinking on her feet.
Exactly.
Okay.
This wasn't just flexibility, it was strategic thinking. Reading the situation, finding an alternate path to success, and this job also solidified her partnership with Devin, her tech expert.
Ah, Devin. Important figure.
Crucial. She brought Devin on board because she felt Mr. Smith's tech guy, Matt, was sloppy and amateurish.
Building her own team. Trusting her own judgment over Smith's.
Yes. This was a critical step in building her own sort of inner circle. She was really starting to live by that mantra, do whatever I must to save myself and the job.
That's a huge step, forming her own trusted alliances in this incredibly isolated, dangerous world. And that adaptability, it comes through again with Wendy Wallace, right? An alias created to discreetly remove a football coach, Mitch Cameron, without any scandal. This mission, it really shows Luca's ingenuity.
As Wendy Wallace, Luca showcased her ability to find and exploit the hidden pressure points in systems that seem, untouchable.
How'd she do it?
She expertly blackmailed a corrupt booster, Phil Robinson, used evidence of his illegal payments to players, something about an F-250 truck for touchdowns.
Classic booster move.
Right. Leveraged that to get the coach removed quietly. But the real insight here, the twist,
There's always a twist.
always, was discovering that Mitch Cameron himself was Mr. Smith's client. He hired Smith to get him out of that job because he wanted a new one.
Whoa. Okay, so Smith was playing both sides. Or just facilitating.
It seems like Smith was facilitating, but it revealed his own complex, self-serving network. This wasn't just a mission for Luca. It was the first real crack in Mr. Smith's facade.
And here's where it gets really interesting from what I read. That discovery allows her to uncover Mr. Smith's secret communication channel.
Yes, the King Harvest message board.
Which isn't just some random chat room, right? It's like a hidden marketplace for operatives.
Exactly. And Luca figures out the specific phrase, I just heard dancing in the moonlight for the first time today, that unlocks its secrets. It's like finding the master key to his entire hidden operation.
That's incredible. How meticulous do you have to be?
It's a testament to her meticulousness, definitely, and her ability to connect seemingly random pieces of information. This wasn't just about finishing a job anymore. It was about understanding the architecture of her own oppression,
Yeah, mapping the prison walls.
Precisely. And speaking of manipulating perceptions, let's talk about Helen White, the art thief.
Ah, yes, the contest.
Right. Smith framed this job, stealing a painting from an oil tycoon, Ralph Tate, as a contest among his operatives.
Pure psychological warfare, just messing with them.
Totally. As Helen White, Luca, and Devin cook up this brilliant plan, it really demonstrates their mastery of, game theory.
Okay, ow.
They figure out the obvious trophy room is just bait, a decoy. They deduce the actual hiding spot is the laundry room, specifically because its security system seemed like overkill. Too much security for a laundry room usually means something's hidden there.
Clever. The old hide it in plain sight but not quite trick.
Kind of. It teaches her that crucial lesson. The most obvious path is the wrong one.
And her entry and exit strategy? Pretty bold.
Oh, yeah. She goes into the Tate mansion disguised as Sawyer Tate's. The sons, band groupie, American flag, bikini top, blue hair, the works.
Blending in by standing out.
Exactly. And then she slips out completely unnoticed, dressed as a server, with the painting hidden in a trash bag.
Amazing. Just walks out with it.
It highlights her ability to control not just her identity, but the entire narrative of her presence. She wasn't just blending in, she was orchestrating invisibility.
So each alias is a lesson, a stepping stone, building her skills, her independence, preparing her for what turns out to be the ultimate test, the Ryan Sumner job.
Right.
Here, she's Evie Porter, supposedly from Brookwood, Alabama, sole survivor of a car accident. Her mark is Ryan Sumner, a financial planner who's secretly running a front for stolen goods through your trucking business.
Glenview Trucking, yeah. Brokerage services for stolen goods, basically. And Ryan has this whole sympathetic backstory, the inherited house, the close friends, making him seem like a damsel in distress target.
What stands out about this particular assignment, though? It feels different.
It is different. The Ryan Sumner job forces Luca, as Evie, to confront her own humanity. because despite all her training, all her
She
conditioning,
starts to fall for him.
she finds herself genuinely developing feelings for him.
Yeah.
And this emotional attachment puts her in an incredibly compromised position. It starts blurring those carefully constructed lines between job and life.
Which is exactly what Mr. Smith warned her against.
Exactly. It's a stark reminder of the cost of deception and the huge risk that comes with real connection in her world.
And that's precisely when Mr. Smith decides to, well, turn the screws. He unleashes his most personal, most insidious attack,
Yeah.
the imposter.
Oh, this part is chilling.
At Ryan's derby party, out of nowhere, another Luca Marino appears. And this woman claims Evie's true backstory from Eden, North Carolina, mother dying of breast cancer. All of it.
It's designed purely to unnerve her, right? To completely destabilize her.
Absolutely. This test, as Smith likely saw it, was direct payback for an earlier supposed failure involving someone named Amy Holder. We'll get back to her.
Right. The imposter was meant to rattle Evie, confront her with her true vulnerable self in public, but it was more than that. It was a setup within a setup.
How so?
The plan was for this imposter to be seen with Evie, establish a connection right before the imposter's planned demise.
And making Evie the prime suspect.
Exactly. But Luca, she's already playing her own game by this point. Her tactical countermove, planting that fake spreadsheet of credit card numbers.
From the old Opera Guild job.
Yes. Planting that for the imposter to find, knowing Smith was watching, showed she wasn't just reacting anymore, she was anticipating.
And then the ultimate deadly twist happens. A car crash.
Yeah. The imposter, Luca Marino, and another man, James Bernard, are killed, quickly ruled an accident by the police.
But we know it wasn't, do we, from the sources?
It's not in the slightest. Mr. Smith's later confirmation makes it absolutely clear. He says something like, "That woman was an unfortunate casualty. She was sent to unnerve you. She was sent to dinner that night to make sure you were the last person to see her alive, so the police would have no choice but to question your evening together."
Chilling. It's ruthless.
It was a deliberate act to frame Evie, crank up the pressure, and remind her exactly who held the reins. A brutal demonstration of how far Mr. Smith would go to maintain absolute control.
That revelation, it really sets the stage for the double game, doesn't it? Where Luca starts to unveil Mr. Smith's ultimate betrayal. Let's unpack the true story of Amy Holder now. The previous job, Evie supposedly failed.
Right, because it turns out Amy wasn't just a target Luca failed to get info from. No. Amy Holder actually had information that implicated Mr. Smith himself in double-crossing a powerful crime family boss, Victor Connolly.
Okay, wait, so Smith sent Luca after Amy, potentially to retrieve info that incriminated him.
It seems that way, or at least info Amy had about his dealings. So Luca's failure wasn't a failure at all. It was the beginning of a secret alliance.
An alliance? Between who?
Luca, Amy Holder, and Devin, the tech expert, all secretly working together under Smith's nose to take him down.
Wow. Okay, so Amy's death.
Faked. Completely staged. It was a calculated, strategic move.
Yep.
Luca dragging a supposedly drunk Amy from her car, later pushing her out of a hotel in a housekeeping cart during a fire alarm. All captured by cameras.
And why?
It was designed to make Smith show his hand, draw out his cards, while ensuring Amy's actual safety. A masterpiece of misdirection using Smith's own surveillance against him.
So Mr. Smith thinks he's orchestrating Evie's downfall, using this Atlanta warrant related to Amy's death.
He even gets new images from a supposed eyewitness to implicate Evie, tying it all together with the car crash and the dead imposter.
He thinks he's got her cornered,
Yeah.
but they're actually 3 steps ahead.
Exactly, but there's another agonizing betrayal layered in here for Luca. Ryan, this raises that crucial question of loyalty and trust in a world just built on lies. The crushing discovery for Luca is that Ryan, the man she developed genuine feelings for, the one she was maybe ready to risk things for.
He was working for Smith all along.
He was, an operative using the alias George. On the King Harvest board, he was King Harvest megafan. He'd been watching her from the very beginning. He even lied to the police about her fake Brookwood, Alabama origin to cover for her, initially making her trust him more.
Oh, that's devastating.
Her reaction is just raw emotion. He was playing me while I was ready to risk everything for him. It's the ultimate cost of living this life of deception, you know? Even genuine connection can be turned into a weapon against you.
What a gut punch. It truly highlights the emotional minefield she's constantly navigating. Okay, so this leads us to the grand confrontation in Atlanta.
The showdown.
Luca, now armed with the truth, the knowledge about Ryan George, Amy being alive, and she has her formidable lawyer, Rachel, by her side. They walk into this high-stakes meeting with Detectives West and Crofton. How does she possibly get out of this trap?
Luca's strategy is, honestly, brilliant. Both simple and audacious. She sticks as close to the truth as possible.
Okay.
But she applies all the incriminating details to the dead imposter.
So the Luca Marino in the incriminating video is the one seen with Amy Holder before she died.
That's the woman who died in the car crash, she claims. And she provides an ironclad alibi for herself for the relevant times, involving someone named Tyron Nichols. Plus, Rachel, her lawyer, is just relentless, dismissing the blurry images, demanding concrete evidence.
It's a masterclass in using truth as a shield, right? Manipulating perceptions not with a complete fabrication, but with a strategic partial truth. Redirecting the narrative.
Perfectly put. And it all culminates in that final, really powerful confrontation in the bank vault with Mr. Smith.
Where he's finally revealed to be George, whose real name is Christopher.
Yes. And Luca, now fully embracing her true identity. Not Evie, not Izzy, but Luca Marino. She completely unmasks him.
How does that play out?
It's the moment of ultimate poetic justice. Luca lays it all out. Exposes Christopher's extensive double-crossing of the Connolly crime family. She has the proof. Wire transfers, documents, and communications that show you've been skimming money, selling their secrets, and using information to your benefit.
She got the goods.
She absolutely did, and then she throws his own manipulative words right back at him. Do whatever I must to save myself and the job.
Oof. Turning his own lessons against him.
It's her ultimate act of self-reclamation, taking back control.
So what does this all mean for Luca in the end? The outcome is, well, it's a new beginning, but it's definitely not a return to innocence, is it?
Not at all. Amy Holder is alive and safe. Luca is finally free from Mr. Smith's, Christopher's control. And Christopher, he's left to deal with the fallout, presumably severe, from the Connolly family he betrayed.
And Luca. What's her next move?
Luca makes this really profound decision. She decides to let go of the naive little girl she once was, the one driven solely by that past grief. She chooses to forge a new future.
Not as Evie?
No, she's no longer the distant memory Evie Porter. She emerges as a new iteration of Luca Marino, forged by every single deception, every painful lesson. She embraces her true self.
But she's not alone.
Crucially, no. She's surrounded by her trusted allies, Amy and Devin, and interestingly, they continue to monitor the King Harvest message board, looking for new jobs, perhaps, or maybe just keeping tabs.
So it's not really an exit from the life, maybe? More like taking ownership of it.
That's a great way to put it. This isn't just about escape. It's about choosing her own path, building a self-defined identity from the shards of all that deception, and becoming, finally, the master of her own game.
Wow. So you've journeyed with Luca Marino, from that small-town girl driven by loss, all the way to a master operative who finally turned the tables on her puppet master. We've seen how meticulously she crafted identities, how she learned sometimes brutally from every dangerous encounter, and ultimately how she found true power. Not in being someone else, but in owning her authentic self.
This deep dive truly reveals the profound impact of identity, doesn't it? How it can be a prison, sure, but also a disguise or even a path to ultimate freedom.
Yeah.
It challenges us, I think, to consider how much of ourselves is genuinely authentic and how much is maybe constructed, for the world around us.
That's a really good point.
What Luca's journey teaches us is that while those external identities can be weapons, real power, true strength comes from owning your authentic self, especially when you get to choose who you reveal that self to, like she does with Amy and Devin.
Luca's world was built on that premise: the first lie wins. But after witnessing her incredible journey, her whole arc, we're kind of left to wonder.
Yeah.
In a life defined by such elaborate deceptions, what does it truly mean to win? And what genuine self is actually left standing when all those lies finally crumble?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah. And maybe one for you, deep divers. What first lie have you told, maybe even to yourself, and what has it enabled or perhaps cost you along the way?
Something to chew on.
Definitely something to chew on.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.